Now mit Artikel, der mit Artikel. Okay, so ordnen Sie die Wörter wie im Beispiel zu. Hören Sie dann und sprechen Sie nach, okay? So I'm going to play the audio, and then you recite after.
A2D. Der Rock.
Der Hut.
Die Socken.
Die Jacke.
Die Kappe.
Die Bluse.
Das Kleid.
Die Handschuhe.
Die Stiefel.
Der Anzug.
Die Hose.
Die Jeans.
Das Hemd.
Der Pullover.
Der Mantel.
Die Schuhe.
Das T-Shirt.
Die Handtasche.
Okay, no calling more. So please take note of the articles.
Der Rock.
Der Hut.
Die Socken.
Die Jacke.
Die Kappe.
Die Bluse.
Das Kleid.
Die Handschuhe.
Die Stiefel.
Der Anzug.
Die Hose.
Die Jeans.
Das Hemd.
Der Pullover.
Der Mantel.
Die Schuhe.
Das T-Shirt.
Die Handtasche.
Okay. Okay, so their rock is the skirts, okay? Their hoods is the hat. Socken, the socks. The socken. One is the zocke, but normally we don't actually say the sock. We normally say plural. So that's why the socken is the plural, okay? Yeah. Then the jacket. Jacket is feminine. The cape, just like hood, either hood or cape. Okay? Then the blouse, the blouse. Then that's Clyde. The handshoe is gloves. Shoes for the hand. Okay, shoe for the hand. So the normal gloves is called handshoe. Okay, there's plural. Okay, plural handshoe because a single shoe is their shoe. Okay, their shoe on the e. Then plural is shoe. Shoes the shoe. Yeah, so handshoe is plural. Then the Stiefel, a boot. The boot is Stiefel. Okay, the boots. The Anzug is shoes. Their Anzug is masculine. Then the hose, trouser, the jeans is normal jeans. Then that's hemmed. This is a hemmed. That's hemmed. Okay, it's a shirt. Then pullover, the pullover masculine. Okay, then their mantle is all masculine. Then the shoe hair, that's t-shirts. T-shirts get to two t-shirts. I mean, you know already. Then hand tasche, like purse. Okay, so normally the hand tasche is for feminine. Hand tasche. Then men, geld beutel. wallet. Geld Beutel. Beutel means like an enclosed, that's a sack. So like money, small, yeah, Beutel. Like, and that's his masculine, but the Handtasche is feminine because of tie, because Tasche is what? Detached cloud. Yeah. So Kappe, Jacke, Mantel, Socken, Stiefel, Anzug. Okay. Ja, klar. So trägt man das Kleidungsstück im Winter oder im Sommer? Okay. So we have to make an exercise out of this. Okay, so welches Stück? Stück means that Stück means the piece. Okay, that's Stück. It is the piece. Now plural is Stücken. So welches Stück? Okay, which of these pieces? That's one word. Inventor. Welches Stück trägt man im Winter? Of these? So the provided just inventor. In winter, which of these pieces of like add-ons? Yeah, yeah.
Im Winter
Vielleicht-
trägt man eine Pullover.
Einen Pullover, because it's der Pullover. So im Winter trägt man einen Pullover. Ja, klar. Ein guter Satz. Wer will auch versuchen? Maybe in summer, people don't wear socks because it's hot. So we'll try that. Can say like you cannot ignore man and also say the people. So maybe im Sommer tragen die Leute keine Socken. Okay, can im Winter tragen die Leute keine Socken. So in winter, people don't wear what? Any socks. Okay. And try to make sentences like that. Okay. Maybe im Sommer trägt meine Mutter Kappe, Jacke, oder im Winter geht meine Großmutter ohne Jacke draußen. Okay, without jacket, grandmother won't go out. So like you can make sentences, okay? Yeah. Dann ist das größer, billiger oder teuer als. Okay, so you can also learn the comparative and superlative. Okay, then you can also use them to compare. Maybe Anzug. Okay, Anzug cost more than maybe boots. Okay, so we'll try that one. Like a suit costs more than a boot, or a cap or a mantle costs more than socks. Maybe it's cheaper than, more than, or maybe it's the same as the prices, maybe as its fee. Same as its fee, then than is ours. Okay, refer to that. So we'll try that one.
Ein Hemd ist billiger als Anzug oder als
Ja.
ein Anzug.
Ja. Ein Hemd, warte, ich schreibe das.
Und
Ja. Warte. Ich will schreiben, ja. Yeah, so you said ein Hemd. Kostet. Oder ist billiger, ja. Ich hätte es billiger. Ist billiger als was? Ein Anzug. Ja. Die Hemd didn't come.
Ah.
And if you want to say something is like exactly as something, use genauso. Genau means exactly, but genauso means like exactly as. Not exactly as in as, but then you still need the V to say als. Like I want to make a sense. Okay, let me say maybe Jose. I want to say trousers cost same as the shirts. Maybe ein Zug, sorry, ein Hose kostet genau so wie ein Hemd. Like the price, how do you say, genau so wie, not viel, genau so wie. Okay, V is like, cost the same as. Now, you want to say maybe I am of the same age as my father. Okay, my mother is of the same age, is old like my father. Yeah, so but meine Mutter ist genau so alt wie mein Vater. And if it's older, then it was meine Mutter ist älter als mein Vater. Klar? Älter, ja. So exactly as is V. Okay, as something is V, then als is done. Klar? And we use als with what? Comparative form of the adjective. You can say when you're using the als, you have to use the comparative form of the adjective, because you can't say something is more than something and just like use the same adjective. I mean it. You can't say my mother is old than my father. You have to say older because you're comparing two things. Okay. Yeah. Like he is faster. You won't say he is fast like he's fast than the light, or he's fast than light. He is faster than light. So you have to use a comparative with als, and you use the normal V. You use the same adjective, like the basic form, okay, of the adjective. But for when comparing things, you have to use the comparative form. Klar? Gibt es eine Frage? Is there a question? Any question? No, am I here? Browser cost just like, well, it's actually like a shirt. My Mutari.com. Are you guys okay? I don't want to talking. My mother. Any question? Sorry. It's not okay now. Okay, now so out. Yeah, okay. So else means just like as or like, okay? It's just as or just like. It's else. Okay? Here is out. Sorry. V. Sorry. V is just like or just as something. Okay. Then else is than, more than. Something is more of something than the other. My math. So to be typing English gonna be typing that. Like my father. Like than my father. La. Okay, so I'm giving you a question. My son is taller than my daughter. He is bigger than the and he's heavier than the bed. Yeah. Long sentence. I'll sentence for you. Yeah. So my son is taller than my daughter will be.
My my zone is größer als meine Tochter.
Owls, not owls. Who knows? My zone is größer. Yeah. Größer is irregular. The O will take umlauts for größer. Meine Tochter. Klar. Und ähm, Thomas Richard, dann in the spikes. Okay. Mhm. Yeah. So let's go. Number 2, Yemen and I don't want number K. Someone else. Number 2. He is heavier than the bed. Heavy is schwer. Okay. Heavy equal to schwer. Yeah. Heavier will be I beg we did this thing. I told you it's a comparative. We just add ER. So like why are you guys acting like
Yeah. Air is
so
oh
heavier
sorry.
will be heavier will be schwerer. No. The heaviest will be schwersten. So this sentence will be he's heavier than the bed.
Er ist schwerer als das Bett.
Okay, so Despite's family are richer than Kantake's family. How do you say someone's family or the family of someone? In English, you either say the family of Despite or just Despite's family. So it's the same in German. Just that in German, we don't bring any apostrophe. We just add the S to the name. So Despite's family. Factual order is the same as the family on Despite. The family of Despite or Despite's family. So you can, yeah. So
Despite family is supposed to be is not richer. So despite family ist reicher als Kantankes Family. Or die Familie von Despite ist reicher.
it's Raisha. Raisha, the CH is preceded by I, so soft series. Yeah. It's Raisha. Right? Raisha, because here is Ish. Ish Neshaho. You say Ish, right? So Raisha als Kantakas family. Family, yeah, German. Yeah, so the next one will be he is smart just like his grandmother. This is not this is not even the agenda of the day. So please quick, and then we move on to the next. We did this 2 days ago, yeah.
Er ist Glück. Genauso.
Yeah, genauso. When you use the genauso, it means that you are saying he is just as smart exactly as. Okay, so in that, I say you don't see any exactly. Unless maybe you want to say exactly, like adding exactly is also right. But I'm just saying in this sentence, I don't have exactly. He is smart just like his father. Okay, so there is klug or the schlau. Clever means clever is schlau and smart is klug. Okay, so it is klug or schlau wie sein Vater. Klar? But your sentence is correct with genauso, yeah. Correct. I'm just saying that.
It's Grossmutter.
Elizabeth. I'm sorry. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so he looks exactly like his sister Obi. So looks like it's aussehen. So here is a separable verb. I just want to see how you guys will do it.
Ihr seht genauso wie seine Tochter aus. Deine Schwester, sorry. Schwester aus.
You might come again.
Ihr
Where
seht
did you place?
genauso wie. Okay.
I said I want to see like where you... Yeah, come again, you said?
Ihr seht genauso wie seine Schwester aus.
Yes, it
Oder?
can also be seine Schwester aus.
Oder?
Yes, it's genauso. Genauso. Genauso wie. Genauso aus wie seine Schwester. So these two. Actually, again, you're correct. Okay. So what's that? The V here, the V here is like a conjunction. Okay, so it's not actually part of the first. It's not actually part of the first sentence. Okay, so normally even when you write, you bring comma. Like some chooses to bring comma, some. So this is correct form. Ihr sieht genauso aus. Then comma wie seine Schwester. Okay, so separable verb, you have to complete the sentence before you add the thing that you are comparing, whether it's aus or that v. Okay, so this one, okay, I don't want to actually say you're entirely wrong, because normally speaking, I do hear this a lot. They'll bring everything between like whatever thing the thing that you are comparing, the thing that you are comparing it to, then they will bring the separable verb at the end of the end, but it's not 100% correct. This is the correct form. Yes, it can also aus. Then you end your sentence. Then you bring the thing that you are comparing it to. V. Now,
Okay.
so it's like there's a main clause. Okay, so like the V forms a different sentence. Okay, so you have to complete the first sentence. Okay, so the aus separable verb. Then cloud. Yeah.
Ja, klar.
Okay, so now I wasn't expecting the book to show us this, but unfortunately, I have to teach this. I didn't plan to teach this. I thought I have to teach this in maybe B1. Because I actually thought that qualitative supply is B1, but it seems it's A2. Okay, so here is Worden. Okay, so someone should read them. Someone should read it. So make I beg. Oh.
Würden Sie mir helfen? Sehen Sie die Fotos an und beantworten Sie die Fragen. 1. Sehen Sie die Fotos A bis E an? Was meinen Sie? Wo sind die Personen? 2. Welche Kleidungsstücke sehen Sie auf den Fotos C, D und E?
Ja, klar. So this one, there's no audio. Yeah. So which one do you think it fits A, B, C, D, E? Yeah. Yeah, so the first question. Sehen Sie die Fotos A bis E an? Was meinen Sie? Okay. Wo sind die Personen? So maybe you see A, then where is the person? Where do you think the person is? B. Okay. Wo sind die Personen? See, that's what I'm going to tell you. They are at the tailor shop and they are the tailors themselves. Okay. Welche Kleidungsstücke sehen Sie auf den Fotos C, D und E? Okay, C, D und E. So welches Kleidungsstück, welches Kleidungsstück do you see? And a plural, that's why they say welche. Here is Stücke. Okay, the Stücke, plural. Then that's why it's welche. But if you're asking which piece is what, welches Kleidungsstück. Yeah. So from D, C, and E, welches Kleidungsstück ist das? Hier, D, das T-Shirt. Und hier der Rock und hier die Hose. Kann man nicht kann der dann. Okay. Stören Sie, welches Problem hat der Verkäufer 16 Uhr? Okay. So you have to listen and you fill this the spaces, okay? Yeah.
B, 1b und C.
Beim nächsten Ton ist es 15:30 Uhr. Sie hören nun die Nachrichten.
Frau Roth, wir haben hier einige Probleme. Könnten Sie mir helfen?
Sicher, Herr Kollege. Was kann ich für Sie tun?
Die 2 Röcke sind hier oben etwas zu weit. Würden Sie sie hier, genau hier, 3 Zentimeter enger machen?
Kein Problem. Das mache ich gern.
Und dann die Hose hier, die ist ein bisschen zu lang. Könnten Sie sie etwas kürzer machen?
Wie viel kürzer?
Genau 5 Zentimeter. Sehen Sie? So, ich habe alles markiert.
Like, the words they are using, just have to jump straight to the lesson. Okay. So in German, we call something conjunctive 2. Okay. It's not difficult. We have the same thing in English. So who would like to read?
Konjunktiv 2. A2 Level. Der Konjunktiv 2 wird im Deutschen verwendet, Wünsche, reelle Bedingungen, Ratschläge, Höflichkeit und reelle Vergleiche auszudrücken. Er beschreibt Dinge, die nicht wirklich sind, hypothetisch oder höflich sind.
Charlie, reading the say over the want to be a certificate university, like you're reading the that's yeah. So conjunctive zwei in English you have something called subjunctive. Okay, that's when you want to sound polite. So for example, we have can. Okay, can modal verb. But if I want to sound polite, then I'll say could you instead of can you. Okay, when I say can you, like it's too direct. Can you help me? And could you help me sound more polite? Okay. So in German the more fun is serious. In English, we don't actually give more emphasis on that. Whether can you or could you, the person will still help you. But in German, they feel like when you're too direct, like you sound impolite. That's why the conjunctive zwei is very important to Germans. Okay. So the conjunctive zwei wird im Deutschen verwendet is used in German in order to Wünsche, wish, okay, to wish something, okay, to here also drücken means to express, okay, so in order to express wishes, what you wish like would happen, could happen. Ideale Bedingungen, the Bedingung means the condition, okay, so to express irreal, like unrealistic, unrealistic or yeah conditions, okay. Ratschläge, to suggest something, okay. Instead of saying in English you should eat more apples, but German will say you could eat more apples, okay. Like when you are suggesting something, you shouldn't be so direct. The person should do something, but then sound polite. So in English, we use should. Maybe you should go and see the doctor. Oh, you are sick. You should go and see the doctor. In German, we have the normal sollen, which is should. But then when you want to use the conjunctive zwei form of should, then we use sollten. Okay, you should, although they mean the same thing, should, but then sollten is more polite. Okay, so then again, when you want to express, want to be polite. Höflichkeit means politeness. Okay, if you want to express politeness, or to compare Vergleiche, like irrealistic, compare something like just not more realistic. Okay, so here it's describe things that are not actually in existence. Okay, they are not actually there. Okay, and sometimes hypothetical. Okay, something may, something will, like 50-50. You're not sure that thing will actually happen. On other, höflich, okay, to be polite. Basically, like more politeness and to sound for hypothetical situations. Okay, maybe if he would have come in the morning, he would have met the doctor. It's hypothetical. If only the thing could have happened, then something else could have happened. So that's the conjunctive zwei. Okay, maybe if you would have eaten more apples, you wouldn't have gotten diabetes. We don't know, but it just okay, yeah. So that's the conjunctive zwei. Okay, to give unrealistic things that are not actually in existence at the moment. Okay, yeah, and sometimes to sound polite. Okay, so how do we form it? So yeah, Sunday there. So the first conjunctive zwei verb is werden. Okay, in English is I will. So if I want, I will do something. Maybe I will go. But then if I'm not sure, say I would. Okay, so the conjunctive zwei form of will to do something in the future is worden. So normally the conjunctive zwei form, we talk about the future, things that we are not sure of, like it may or may not. Okay, so like the basic verb that we normally need is werden, will. Something may or something may not. It's not actually in existence. That's why werden is very important in German. Werden. Okay, so the conjunctive zwei form is would. I will and I would. It doesn't mean the same even in English. I will means I'm certain that's what I'm going to do the thing. But for conjunctive zwei form, when I'm not sure, unrealistic things that are not actually in existence, then I'll use what? Would. oh, I would come. You're not sure. It's 50-50. Yeah. So you need werden, the conjunctive form of werden, which is worden plus the verb. Okay. So the thing is that most of the verbs, they have their conjunctive form already. Okay. Some verbs, not all. Most of the verbs have their own conjunctive form, like aside the modal verbs. Okay. They have their conjunctive form, but then most of them are formed with worden plus the verb in infinitive. Okay, like that's what I'm trying to explain. Example of go, to go. Okay, to go. Gehen is the verb in the infinitive form. Is to go. Then the past tense is what? What's the past tense? Past tense is
Gang.
gang.
Gang. Sorry.
Past,
No, when you say gang and I get gangen, and you like,
yes,
that's
yeah.
how good.
The past participle is gegangen. Then the conjunctive form is gained. Okay, normally the conjunctive form is the past tense. Okay, it's the same as the past tense, but then you put umlaut. Okay, but for go, it's ging. Ging is the same as the past tense. Okay, but then it's still the conjunctive form. Example is kommen. Okay, kommen is to come. The past tense is what? Past tense of kommen is
Come.
Yeah. The mission, like, I understand you. A very difficult topic, but then just give me your mind. You get used to it. Okay. The participants, and then the participle or the past participle is
Get coming.
coming. Yeah, it's coming. Yeah. So the conjunctive form of kommen is what? Keme. So some are irregular, like the ones with the conjunctive like the verbs with their own conjunctive form. You have to learn them by heart, okay? If you don't want to use it, then you have to use worden plus kommen at the end. So that's the it's keme. Okay, and then we say, so for example, if I want to say, oh, he would come tomorrow. Okay, it's 50-50. I'm not sure. He would come tomorrow. In German, like I said. So the first form is that. No. For the first, when you want to, es gibt zwei Hauptformen des Konjunktiv 2. Okay, there are two main ways of forming the Konjunktiv 2. Form with worden. Okay, worden plus infinitive. Okay, so you either use the worden with infinitive, the verb will be infinitive at the end. Like basically, you're just using the worden as a modal verb, and werden also acts as what? A modal verb. You say, I will come with what? It's very common. Okay, it's not actually a modal verb, but then it's used like a modal verb. So you either use the worden plus the infinitive. Okay, so this is the einfachste. This is the easiest and commonest. Okay, like häufigste, yeah, form besonders by weak verbs. Okay, so verbs that are weak verbs, they are the ones that you form the conjunctive to and worden plus the verb will go to the end of the sentence as with infinitive. Okay, yeah. So if I'm saying he would come tomorrow, using worden will be here is a conjugations. It's worden.
I don't know if I understand, but let me try.
No, listen. The conjunctive form of is worden. Okay, the verb is worden. Worden. Okay, worden. Then the conjugation is what? It's wurde. Du wurdest. For modal verbs, here the ES and the H is always the same. Then ES wurde. Wir wurden. ihr wurdet, then sie oder sie wurden. Okay, yeah. So he would come will be. He would come tomorrow. You said you're going to try. You're not touching. Yeah.
Ihr würde morgen kommen, oder?
Hey, Auntie Morgan. Auntie Morgan. Hey. Ihr wurde morgen. Lucky. Auntie Morgan. It's ihr wurde
Morgen,
Morgan. So ihr wurde morgen kommen. Okay, so the constitutive form of kommen. Okay, you can use the would. Okay, but then the verb kommen itself has its own constitutive form, which is what keme. Okay, so it's the same as ihr keme morgen. If I say ihr käme morgen, it's the same as he would come tomorrow. So the problem is that I know that most of you will say that then me, I don't want any problem. I will use the word and common. Okay, the word and common is grammatically correct, okay, but there are some verbs, okay, this like the stronger verbs, they have their own conjunctive form. So in this keme contains, this keme is equal to would come. The would is inside the keme. So both of them, the would and come are like they are fixed together. Do you get me? Yeah, so maybe find. Finden means to find, okay? Finden means to find. The past tense of
view the number.
You're talking, then you've gone mute.
I will come tomorrow. That means I would know act as a modal verb.
Yeah, so it's actually a modal verb.
Then the
yeah. It's actually a modal verb, okay? Not like strong modal verb like the others, but then it acts like a modal verb, okay? Yeah. It's like will, werden, okay? The conjunctive form of the werden is would, okay? I will, and the conjunctive form is would, okay? Yeah. So in German, if you want to say something may or may not happen, hypothetical situation, then you use would, then the verb. When you use the worden, then the verb will go to the end of the sentence, okay? Ihr würde kommen, okay? Yeah, just like a modal verb. But then I'm saying that there are some verbs, they are strong verbs. Those verbs like they have their own conjunctive form. Example is come. The conjunctive form of coming is keme. Okay, so it's good to know that come has its own conjunctive form. Okay, so either use ihr käme morgen. When I say ihr käme morgen, it means he would come. And I say ihr würde morgen kommen is the same thing. So it's easier, like the more worden plus kommen is easier. Okay, but then you have to also know käme. In case someone, instead of the worden kommen, someone says ihr käme morgen. They'll be like, huh? Ihr käme, like käme means what? But käme means what would come. Example is find. Finding is finden. What's the past tense of to find?
Found.
Yeah, past tense is equal to found. Okay, yeah. Then the present part, past participle, present perfect. Yeah, past participle is
Funding.
hat. Yeah, hat gefunden. Okay, yeah. So the conjunctive it has its own conjunctive form, which is fende.
Uh,
Okay. Okay, so maybe someone is saying, he would find the keys on the table. The person is no, the person is looking for his keys, but you are not actually sure, but you are suggesting say maybe you are just saying hey, maybe he may find the keys on it. So he would find the keys on the table. Okay, so who will try? First use Voden common, then use Voden plus wait, Voden plus infinity form. Yeah, so what's yeah.
Ich würde die Schlüssel auf dem Tisch finden.
Was? Ihr würde, ja, ihr würde
Ja,
die Schlüssel
die Schlüssel
auf
auf dem Tisch finden.
okay, ja. Oder ihr fände ja. Okay. Yeah, so this is the whole conjunctive supply form. Okay, so the ones with the stronger verbs, this is how we form them. Yeah. So Voden is the easiest, using Voden plus something. So I'm going to say, oh, he would buy the computer tomorrow. He would buy the computer tomorrow. But he voted the laptop morgen wat kaufen. Okay, klar, Computer kaufen. Voden kaufen. Okay, that's the easiest. Using Voden plus the infinitive form. Okay, but there are some. The real form. Okay, this is the real form, forming the real form of the conjunctive. Is this Form wird meistens für die Hilfsverben sein, haben und werden und die Modalverben verwendet. Okay, sie basiert auf, they are basically based on the past tense. So if you watch the examples here, the past tense is found, then the conjunctive form is fende. The past tense is come, then the conjunctive form is keme. Okay, yeah, they are the correct conjunctive form of the verb itself. Okay, yeah. So they are formed often with an umlaut. So adding umlaut on the a, the o, and u. Okay. So example is for the conjunctive form of. So he will need water. Who try? He would need water. Maybe he's coughing. You are saying, oh, like he would need water. Like it may be possible that he will need water. Who try? Use Voden plus the word the infinitive. I'm not saying give the real infinitive form of need.
What? He will need what? Water.
Yeah, yeah. Je würde
Okay.
Wasser
Yeah.
brauchen. Yeah, but like I said, brauchen itself, brauchen. Yeah, brauchen is a strong verb which also have its own conjunctive form, which is so. What's the past tense of brauchen? Past tense of brakti. So this one will be brächte. Just umlaut on what to form the conjunctive. So you can either use the Voden, brauchen, or that just put umlaut on the verb to form the conjunctive slide. Yeah. So the past tense of sein is war. So you put umlaut on what a to form what wäre. So you want to say, oh, I am sick is what ich bin krank. Or if I want I was sick is what I was ich war krank. I want to say maybe, oh, Like joking, someone is suggesting maybe you have to come work tomorrow. And be like, hey, I would be sick. Ich wäre krank. Yeah, it's difficult. Crack. Where is Richla? Richla has gone off. So again, I'm saying Sein, the preteritum from Sein. Normally, like I'm saying, is formed with the preteritum. Okay, then you put what umlaut on if the verb if the past tense of the verb has a, o, u umlaut. O, yeah, a, o, u umlaut. Then you have to put the umlaut on the past tense of the verb. Okay, then from the preteritum. So the past tense of sein is war. So I'm saying I am sick as ich bin krank. I was sick yesterday will be what ich war gestern krank. I want to say I would be sick tomorrow, but ich wäre morgen krank. It may happen that I may or may not. Okay, yeah. Then for haben, it would have. This wäre is would be, because would plus what sein means to be. So I would be is what ich wäre morgen krank. Maybe I would be rich. If I want to say I would be rich in the future, I'm not sure. Anything can happen. I'm just saying something to the sisters in the future, which may or may not come, may not happen. So I would be rich, but ich wäre reich. Okay, they're going to say, oh, he's eating too much. He would be, or that he would become. He would become. If you want to say he would become, then it would be just wurde, because werden, the conjunctive form of werde is what? Worden. Okay, you want to say he would be tired. What? Je wurde müde. Do you get me? When I want to say I will, like I will become tired. What? Ich werde müde means I am becoming, or what? I am getting tired. But I say he would be tired. He would become. Okay, if it's become, then it's what? Einfach wurde. Okay, just like werde. I will be tired, ich werde müde. Then I would, but ich wurde. Okay, but I'm saying I would be tired, but ich werde müde. If it would be, then it's werde. If it would become, then it's just wurden. The word, the wurden, the werden conjunctive form of werden, which is what? Wurden. Klar? Then would have is what? Hätten. The past tense for haben is hatte. Maybe I want to say I had a black phone, because ich hatte ein schwarzes Handy. I had a black phone. I want to say I would have a black phone. Maybe I would have iPhone 16. Maybe in the next 5 years I will have iPhone 20. What? Ich hätte iPhone 1. I would have. Hätte means I would have. So when you go to the restaurant, you normally hear ich würde, maybe I would take. Then the person will be what? Ich würde vielleicht, ich würde einen Fisch und Salat nehmen. You use the würden plus nehmen. I would take. Or ich hätte gern dodo. When you use the ich hätte means I would have. So when I say I would have a fish, ich hätte gern einen Fisch. I would have, because in English, oh, I would have a salad, I would have, or you can also use the möchte. So the möchte here, to I'm telling you, the möchte is the conjunctive form of the verb morgen. Morgen means to like. Okay, so the conjunctive form of morgen is möchte.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can say, ich möchte gerne. Yeah.
The konnte and the musste, those modal verbs umlaut. That means So we know if you are sending it to the pastor and without umlaut. Into with umlaut now, but no. Is it the polite form or in one for
Yeah,
umlaut and but I didn't change them or
yeah.
something?
So it means if I don't bring the umlaut with here, the sentence with var, here is var. Okay. If I don't bring the umlaut on the R, I'm talking about the past tense because it's formed with the past tense. And if the past tense contains R, O, U umlaut, then you just put the umlaut on them to form the conjunctive 5 form. So if I don't bring the umlaut on this on the verb, it means I'm talking about the past. So here even for happen, the verb is happen. Okay. So if I'm saying something nice, I mean in the future, maybe say I would have a coffee. Maybe I want to say I would have a coffee. Okay, I want to be polite to the person. Say, oh, I would have a coffee. Then I say ich hatte einen Kaffee. When I tell the waiter that ich hatte einen Kaffee, the waiter, I'm telling the waiter I had a coffee. So maybe the waiter would think that maybe, oh, I had a coffee in the house, so maybe now I don't want to take a coffee. Okay, because it's formed with the past tense. Either, like I said, instead of saying maybe ich hätte gern einen Kaffee, you can also say ich würde gern einen Kaffee haben. Because würden with the what infinitive form of the verb, or if you know the past tense, you just put umlaut on it to form what the actual conjunctive 5 form, the real conjunctive 5 form of the verb. So ich würde haben is the same as what ich hätte. Ich würde sein. Ich würde sein. So instead of saying I would be sick, I can say ich wäre krank or ich würde krank sein. So I can either use the würden plus the infinitive form of the verb or go straight, use the, but with the sein, haben, würden, können, modal verbs, please don't use the würden plus müssen. You can use the würden müssen, it means what? Möchte. Or würden können, which means könnte, but please, these are like, you don't have to use it, just use them directly. With sein, haben, sein, haben, werden, können, müssen, dürfen, like just use the actual, the real conjunctive 5 form of them. Okay, just use the conjunctive 5 form of. But the rest, if you're not maybe kaufen is kaufte. So you don't want to say kaufte. If you don't want to say kaufte, just say würden kaufen. It's acceptable. But then with these ones we prefer to, when you want to sound polite, if you want to say something in the future, we prefer that you use the wäre, the hätte, the würde, the könnte, the müsste, the dürfe, the sollte, und wollte. But wollte has no umlauts. Wollen, the past tense of wollen is wollte. It's wollten. So it's the same form. The past tense of sollten, the past tense of sollen is sollten. It's the same form. These ones, they don't change. The past tense is the same as the conjunctive 5 form. So I'm saying that the conjunctive 5 form in German is used to sound polite, okay, or to talk about things that are not actually in existence, okay. So in English, it's the same thing. You can say I will. In English, you can say I will become rich. When I say I will become rich, it means I am certain that I will become rich, okay. But if I'm not sure, but wait. If I'm not sure, say I will become rich. Then I'll say I would become rich. Okay. So in German, when you use the werden itself, I will come, it means you are certain that you will come. But they are saying that when you are not sure, just use würden plus what kommen. Say I would come. In it, it's not certain. I would, so ich würde kommen. Okay. Yeah. And the conjunctive 5 form, like I said, to sound polite. Okay, so if you want to sound polite, then we use the conjunctive 5 form. Okay, it's not difficult. And we are saying that to form the conjunctive 5, use the conjunctive 5 form of werden plus the verb in infinitive. So you either use, we have 2 ways. The first form is that use the conjunctive 5 form of werden, which in English, werden is well. to become or to get. Okay. So the conjunctive 5 form is worden. Worden. Okay. So use that worden plus the verb in infinitive. Okay. Whatever sentence that you want to make, maybe you won't say I will eat means I will eat, I'm certain, but I want to say, oh, I would eat. Maybe I would eat in the afternoon. You are not sure. Then what is wurde am Nachmittag essen? But when I say ich werde am Nachmittag essen means I am certain that I will eat. But when I'm not certain, then use the worden. Okay? Klar. And we are saying that there are some verbs that the ones we form the conjunctive with worden plus infinitive, we call them weak verbs. Okay? Yeah. But basically all of them are weak verbs because all of them, even with the ones that have their own conjunctive 5 form, we can also use the worden plus them. But we are saying there are some that are strong verbs, or preferably we prefer that you use the actual conjunctive 5 form of them. Like we prefer you use the actual conjunctive 5 form they hold in sentences. So instead of using the worden plus the verb in infinitive form, for these verbs, sein, we don't want you to say worden sein. We prefer you use the wäre. Because you say the conjunctive 5 form, to form the actual conjunctive 5 form, we just put what umlaut on what the past tense of the verb. So the past tense of sein is waren. Okay, is waren. So we just put our umlaut on what? On the A. Because we said to form, we put the R, O, U umlaut on what? The past tense of the verb to form what? Yeah. So I won't say they would be. You had sie wären. You just put R umlaut on what? If the past tense contains R, O, U. Okay, yeah. Haben, the past tense of to have is had. Okay, so you just put put umlaut on what? The R here, then what? Hätten. Okay, so wir hätten, ich hätte, hier sie es hätte. Okay, the ears, yes, and the ish form of the conjunctive are always the same because basically they are used like modal verbs. Okay, yeah, klar. So können. The conjunctive 5 form is could in English. So could, can is können. You won't say, oh, I could fly. If I'm telling someone I could fly, no, what ich konnte fliegen, not ich können. If I say I can fly, I am certain that what I can fly. Ich kann fliegen. But then when I'm not sure, I am not sure that I can fly and what I could fly. Oh, I could fly. You see? Yeah, you're just saying hypothetical. Okay, well, I could fly. Oh, I could come at maybe 6:50. Okay, so you're not sure. Okay, then use could. The conjunctive 5 form is könnte. Okay, but when you use the modal verb, then you have to use the modal verb plus the verb there. With modal verb, you have to use it like the worden. The main verb will go to the end of the sentence unconjugated. If I'm saying, oh, maybe I could come at 6:50. I'm not very sure, but I could try. Okay, I could try and come at 6:50. What? Ich könnte what? 6:50 kommen. Ich könnte. If I'm saying the past tense, müssen means to have to. Okay, then the past tense is had to. Maybe I have to eat. I have to eat the food. What? Ich muss das Essen essen. But I want to say, oh, I have to eat the food in the morning. I didn't have a choice. I have to eat it in the morning. Then what? Ich musste das Essen oder ich musste morgen das Essen essen. Egal. Okay? Yeah. But if I want to say, oh, I may have to eat the food in the evening, or I may have to. I'm not sure. Maybe I may have to come because maybe the secretary won't be there. I may have to. Then what? Ich müsste. I may have to. Klar? So I was saying, if your English is not strong, you have challenge with conjunctive. Basically, that's it. If your English, if your English is just strong, you have problem with quality. But you see, in your day, yeah. So then dolphin is to be allowed. I want to say I am allowed to come. It's what a staff comment for conjugation for dolphin for H as a staff. Oh, I'm allowed to come. A staff comment. I want to say I was allowed to eat the food. Then for the past tense what is durfte, that's essen. I was allowed to eat the food. It wasn't like I was allowed to eat. My parents told me. But I want to say that I may be allowed, I might be allowed to eat the food. Then you have to go is durfte. I might. May is certain. Then may is not even past, but then might is more in the future. I might be allowed to play until then durfte. So the pronunciation is very durfte. Here is durfte, and here is durfte. Here is können, and here is krönte. Okay, so with the let's continue now. Then Zolen, the past tense for Zolen and Volen, they are the same. Zolen and Volen, almost they sound the same. So Zolen, and we don't change. The past tense is Zolte, and the conjunctive strike form is still Zolte. The past tense is Volte, and the conjunctive strike form is still Volte. If I want to say I should eat, it will be what is Zol essen. Okay, I should eat with what is Zol essen. When we say what's the past tense for should? I was supposed to. Yeah, Zolen means to should or supposed to. Yeah. So I was supposed to come in the morning. What is Zolte früh morgen kommen? I was supposed to come. Okay, but maybe say like I should suggest. The should is Zolen different. But then when you want to suggest something to someone, you use sollte. So instead of telling someone that, like when you go to the doctor here, in Germany, when you visit the doctor, they won't be like, you have to stop eating salt. They will suggest, and when they are suggesting, they want to be polite. So they will be like, oh, du solltest maybe, you have to do more exercise, okay? Du solltest, Du solltest viel Sport treiben. Du solltest weniger Salz essen. Du solltest, you shouldn't eat more salt. You shouldn't, yeah, they will use sollte. You should. Okay, they are not actually saying should, but they are using the polite form in their head. Sollten is the polite form, and it's still the past tense of sollten. Yeah, it's sollen. So it depends on context. It's just like the wollen. Okay, wollen is to want. So yeah, I want to come is what is very common. So wollen and werden is very confusing because I did in English. I want, okay, I want, and I will is different because so like in the normal circumstance, it will be what the will have to be what will in the future. So like in German, it's different. In English, what I will do something, okay, but I will in English, in German is werden. Then I want in German is wollen, which is conjugated is will. Okay, so I get it. So sometimes it's very confusing. They've interchanged it. Okay, so you have to be careful with that. So I want, wollen means to want something, and it's conjugated as ich will, to what du willst, sie es will. Then continues like that. Now, if you want to say I want to eat the food, then what ich will das essen. Okay, if I want to say I wanted to come, I wanted to. This time it's not, it's past tense. I wanted to come. It's wollte kommen. Okay, but if you want to say I would want to ask, I would want to come, then it's still ich wollte kommen. So it depends on the context. For the sollen and wollen, they are the same. Okay, then ging, yeah, gay and the past tense is ging. Yeah, it's ginge. Okay. It's king, okay, yeah, because the past tense is king, and you can't actually put umlaut on I. We don't have I umlaut in German, so you just add your e. It's king. So in the normal, if I say I am going there, it was es gehe dorten. You want to say I I went there, but ich ging dorthin. If I want to say I would go there, ich ginge dorthin. But just to avoid this confusion with going, just use ich würde gehen. Ich würde gehen. Just use what, and then I ginge like. But for this design haben, werden, können, and like design and haben, werden, and all the modal verbs, you have to learn them. You have to learn the conditions, and it's not difficult. You just basically put in the R umlaut on the past tense of these verbs. So that's conjunctive survival form. Maybe it's called material simple circles. I did like conjunctive survival form. I can say I use more than, I won't say months. I use plenty. Even sometimes I will read that, then I'll stop, then I'll focus on something else, different topic. Then later I'll come back. Like it was a challenge for me, but then I think I've explained it. Yeah. Okay, so verwendung, usage. Okay. Yes. So in English, if you want to say if something would be something may be something, like for hypothetical situations. Okay, I'll say better than that. Yeah, maybe if he would have come, he would we have to use the past. So like we have continuous five from this the present tense. We have the past tense of the continuous twice, and the past tense is formed just in English. In German, the past tense we use what sein and haben to form the past tense. So in German, we use the sein and haben plus the modal verb plus the verb in infinitive. This is what I'm saying. So I think that I had maybe a confusion in but Charlie will do it. That's what I want to say. If he would come in the morning, he would meet the boss. This is present tense. If he would come in the morning, he would meet the boss. We'll try this. Just try, Charlie. When you're doing after this, use the Voden plus the verb in cognitive, the verb in infinitive. But if you know the cognitive form of the verb, you just use it. Come is keme, or you can just Voden kommen, egal, whichever way.
Wenn ihr
And use wenn. Wenn is if. When is if. Yes, danke. Wenn.
ihr
Wenn.
okay. Am
Ja,
Morgen
correct.
kommen wird.
Wenn ihr morgen
Kommen
kommen
würde.
würden. Würden. Kommen, when ihr morgen kommen würde, yeah. With when pushes the verb to the end of the sentence. So too many wahala. But if you get it, like when you understand this actually, you love the language. If it's in the Konanka, you will try making proper sentence, yeah. If you would come in the morning, comma.
And let's consider the verb.
Yeah, so
Okay.
for live, yeah. You're ready.
Ihr den Chef treffen.
For the ear, the shift.
Treffen.
I thought so. Oder using the actual form. The actual form of each, the actual cognitive form of each verb. Common is keme. So when morgen.
Nee.
When morgen keme.
Der Treffen ist was? in the
treffen.
connective.
Yeah, so past tense of treffen again.
So tref. I don't know they had getroffen.
And the past tense, what is it? Yeah. So like those verbs, just use the worden. I've never used past tense is traf, so you might treffe. I've never used it. I know with treffen, like the other verbs like kaufen, I wouldn't say kaufen. Okay, I would just use worden plus them. But the common, the plus the modal verbs, the sein haben, sein and haben, werden, those ones you have to know them. It's like you have to know them. The actual cognitive form of them. Okay. So when you're morgen, käme, I just use for the year, then show the reference. Hello? Any question? Any question? Bien.
No.
So the past tense is traf, okay? Traf. So you just put umlaut and bring your E. Traffe. Well, like it's more common. Like I haven't heard anyone used the actual quantitative form of treffen, like worden treffen. But then if you know the format is simple, we just add R umlaut on the past tense of the verb. Add umlauts if the past tense contains either R, O, and U. Then you add just umlaut on top. So treffen is treffen. It's treffen, okay? So it's then the past tense is traf. Oder? Yeah, traf. Then the past participle is what? That's good proven. So either you say, then the actual, and you would what? Perfect umlauts. Perfect. The actual cognitive form will be perfect. Okay. But then I'm saying it's not very common. So for treffen, just use your worden plus treffen. So if or unrealistic, yeah. So if give me more examples in the present tense before we go to the past tense. Like let's focus on the present tense today. Okay. So if so if he becomes rich, in English we won't normally say if he would become rich, but then we are talking about the future. So in German, once the thing is not in existence, so if I say if he becomes rich, okay, in German it's not in existence. So in German you will use the conjunctive zwei, even if the English sentence uses the raw present tense. So if he becomes rich, he will help people. Okay. So you say in the English sentence, we won't even say he would help people, but the would is the actual, like the real typical like if you are gonna say like real English, then you have to use would because the thing is in the future. But I'm just saying that sometimes in English we don't focus, we don't pay attention to that. We just if he will come, he will meet the boss. Instead of saying he would come, he would so. Okay, so English we still use the present tense. Well, that's why I've written it here, so that you wouldn't get confused that maybe if only the sentence contains would, then you have to no. If you are talking about the future and you are not certain of the thing, then we use the conjunctives, right? So we'll try this one.
Wenn ihr reich
When you
Würde.
reich
würde.
Mhm.
Oh,
Wenn ihr reich wäre, würde
reich
ihr
auf helfen oder würde. Okay,
Würde.
würde ihr Menschen helfen?
würde ihr
Menschen
würde
oder
ihr Menschen
helfen?
würde ihr Menschen helfen. Okay. Yeah. Und the actual conjunctive life form of helfen will be, what's the past tense of helfen?
Auf.
Yeah. So the verb is helfen. The past tense is English help. Okay. Then the past participle is what? Hat geholfen. Yeah. So which means the actual conjunctive life form, but just put umlaut for the help. Healthy. It's still healthy because of the R umlauts. Okay. Ega. Healthy. Yeah. So you can also say, wenn ihr reich wäre, helfe ihr Menschen. Einfach so. And this is a conditional. Yeah. Now, so the Bedingung to give conditional sentences. So this is a condition. Okay, to give, when you are giving conditional sentences, if something may happen, something will also happen. So this is used when to give conditional if something will happen, something will also happen. So this is a conditional sentence. So in general, we are giving conditional sentences that if only like for hypothetical situations, we use when, then it's what's conjunctive life form of the verbs. Yeah, so Rich Love, your question. Rich.
A minute.
Okay, so Nana K, you also said you had a question.
Ravi. So with the
Yeah.
very, like if he were rich, like something like that.
No, is it no? So the vera is would be. Everything with conjunctive five means would plus something. So in this sentence, it would help. Okay, so if he would become rich. So here you're not talking about the past tense, you're talking about would be. So man. Here, the actual verb is sein, and the past tense is was. But vera means would be. Okay, haben is to have, and when you say someone had something, is hatten. Okay, so I want to say would have, then what hatten. So basically, all of them contain would, but just that with the modal verbs, you can't actually say would, can. The modal verbs have their own polite form. So for can is cool. Okay, listen. It's
I think I was
musty.
confused because
Which
the verb
in this sense, like I would have to. Yeah. So müssen means to have to. I have to read the book. But ich muss das Buch lesen. I want to say I had to read the book because I didn't have the choice. The teacher told me to read it. But ich musste maybe I had to work in the morning, but ich musste morgen arbeiten. I didn't have a choice. I had to work. Okay, but if I'm saying I may have to do something, I may have to do something. Like it's not actually like I don't know whether I have to do it or like whether I will do it or not. But then I may have to. Then it's what müsste. If I want to say, oh, maybe all days like maybe I'm on vacation, but I may have to work. Maybe I'm on vacation. Two people are. I've seen on my page that two people are not well. So I'm just saying, oh, I may have to work this week, although like I'm on leave. Then what? Ich müsste unter der Woche arbeiten oder in der Woche arbeiten. Okay, we are not sure. Something may or may not happen. Then we use the conjunctive zwei form. Okay, so conditional sentences in English is when we use the verb. If something may happen, something may happen. Klar? But with the modal verbs, they have their own conjunctive zwei form.
Please, can I ask my question now?
Yeah, klar.
The first one is the if in this context. Can you use ob instead of when? You see, you've taught us ob.
Yeah. The ob.
You said we can use it.
No. Like the ob. For if you're actually given a conditional sentence, we use when. Okay, the ob is when we are asking a question. Ob is actually linked to question. Okay, maybe he asks me if I will come. Er fragte mich, ob ich kommen würde. So, okay, but then if you are given conditional sentences, okay, like ob is actually linked to questions. You get me? So he asked me if I would drink, or if I would, regardless, depending on the case, like the scenario, whether they're talking about the future or the present. If the person is actually asking if you will drink, then what? Ihr fragte mich, ob ich trinken, maybe I want to, like, or wanted, wollte, ob ich trinken wollte, or ob ich trinken will. Okay, but then if we are talking about conditional sentences, conditional sentences are if something, 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 or something, something, something. So maybe if he would what? If he comes, he will get breakfast. This one, I'm certain that if he comes, he will get breakfast. So when he comes, this one, there's no condition. It's actually a condition sentence. We use verb as condition, but it's not hypothetical. The thing is certain that in this restaurant, if you come in the morning at so and so, you will get breakfast. So when he comes, here, Frühstück, einfach so. Okay, but when I'm not sure, or it's a conditional sentence that may happen in the future, which there's no, like, it's not a rule, it hasn't been said, it hasn't been set. Okay, but then I'm just suggesting that if something, then I have to use would. When ihr kommt, bekommt ihr Frühstück. This one is certain, it's a rule that's certain. You all know that. But then if I'm saying if he would come, first, I'm not sure whether he will come. In this sentence, when I say if he comes, okay, although I'm not actually certain, but I know that he will get breakfast. That's why when he comes, he will get breakfast. Okay, but if I'm saying I'm not sure whether he will come or if even he will get the breakfast, if he would come, he will get breakfast. Then wenn wir kommen würde, dann würde ihr Frühstück bekommen. Klar. So it depends on the sentence that you are making. If we know that if we know things for like, even though they are conditional sentences, when we are actually sure that the thing is going to happen, we still use when. But then depending on the scenario, I want to say, oh, if I sleep now, I will wake up early tomorrow. That one I'm certain. So when ich jetzt schlafe, packe ich morgen früh auf. Okay, this one I'm certain. Say if I sleep early, I will definitely wake up. But I'm saying I'm not sure of something. Then I'm like, but if I would sleep now, then maybe I would be able to wake up at that so and so time. When I'm not sure, then we go what when is jetzt schlafen würde. Or someone is suggesting that if you would sleep now, wenn ich jetzt schlafen würde, würde ich morgen früh aufstehen oder aufwachen. Okay, so basically this when is if, just like op, but op is actually linked to question. Okay, but when means if. Conditional sentence, we always use when, and depending on the context, if we are sure of the thing that we are talking about, then we will give it in the present tense. Okay, yeah, like not necessarily present tense, we will just state as it is. Okay, as it is. Yeah, but when we are not sure, then we use the conjunctive zwei. So like unrealistic, realistic. Yeah, English is realistic. Fuck this shit. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so that's how it is. Okay, so when we are sure, then we just go straight to, we hit the nail on the coffin. Hey, we I mean we hit nail on coffin, or that? Or that we hit nail the hammer on the nail. Yeah, Rich love.
You said
You heard me. You said, is it like the adage? Is it that hitting the nail on the coffin or hitting the hammer on the nail? Yeah, that's not sure one. Okay.
I don't babble. I don't babble what you're saying.
Yeah.
But the next question is
yeah.
the next question
Yeah.
is, you see the statement, if he becomes rich, that statement that he made, the one carrying So I thought he becomes was going to be read in like becoming.
Yeah.
But it seems you use the past tense, the use for
I
design
use a
instead.
conjunctive zwei.
Very
Are you?
When you guys
Here it becomes. Okay, here it becomes.
Yes,
Okay,
that's what
okay.
I said. I was like, use would.
Oh, then I didn't get it. Yeah. So yeah. So normally, also I said maybe I would be tired. Okay, we use the ich würde, but then I would be like, instead of, how do I put it? For saying suggesting things with adjectives, so like we use vere instead of wurde. Okay, we use vere. If I would become rich, also if I would be rich, we use be. We use vere. Yeah, that is our shadow. Yeah. So in the normal sentence, it's if he would be rich. Okay. Yeah. We don't normally use the maybe if he becomes rich, then I'll be if he would become rich, then I'll be like, yeah, wenn er reich würde. Okay. Yeah, but with adjectives we normally use the verb if he would be, not become. Yeah. Yeah. And how do you get me? Yeah. So when you say I would be rich, it's very reich. Okay, I would be rich. Okay, I would become rich, but then I would be rich. I remember I asked, during that, I asked ChatGPT that same time, like during my time, I asked him that same question. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So what? Maybe I would be tired. I would become tired. I would be tired. We still use the
We use the verb. It's very müde. It's very müde. Yeah.
Does this even make sense? Like I'm becoming tired is like use the verb, but this one is quite different.
Ah.
So, Robbie, if I understand, you're trying to say that if you're going to be in a different state of being, like you're going to become rich, you'll be rich. That's when we use design, like the conjugate twice for design, but we won't use the same thing for the anamati. Oh,
Is that
God.
condemn?
Conjugate twice. Oh, the interest why.
Hold on. Let me confirm. Violet when I see you, but I would say it's like English and cap.
Please.
Yeah. Okay, so so basically, so I get it. Yeah. So you can't use it because they said with the Voden, we actually use the Voden with the verb plus infinitive. You can't use the Voden alone. Okay. That's why for sentence that like if he would be a mother, he would maybe if he would give birth, he would be a good mother. So maybe maybe if she gives he'll be a good mother. I was just like sensible sentence. Maybe she will become a good mother when she's old. If she becomes old, she'll be a good mother. Okay, so here it's still become, right? It's still become, right? So, yeah, it's still become, okay? If she becomes old, she would be, but we use the Voden with infinitive. So you can't actually use the Voden. You have to use if she be. Doesn't make sense to like just like you said, but then we use Vera. If she would be old, she would be the good mother. Okay, because we are not sure maybe she will die when she wants. But then if she gets old, okay, then the out there. So if she would be old, oh, I hate typing them out. Oh, jeez. When the out there. So she would be, still she would become here, but we still use what? The wäre. So she would be, wäre sie eine gute Mutter oder einfach gute Mutter. Eine gute Mutter. Klar? So this wäre contains would be. Okay? So the will be would be. But I'm just saying in English, normally we have to say would be, but I'm saying in English, we don't actually pay attention to it. We say, he will be a good mother. But in German, because unless we are certain that she's becoming a mother and she's going to be a good mother, but then if it's a hypothetical situation, we use the wäre, not werden. But in English, we don't actually pay attention to it. We just ignore it. We just say, oh, he will become a good mother. But in German, you are saying that she will become a good mother. Have you read the stars? Have you, like, how did you get to know? Are you a prophet? So then if you are not sure whether she will be a good mother, whether even she will first get old and before even like and even have the chance to give birth. So we are not sure of that then, but when sie alt wäre, if she would be rich, so if she would be old, she would be a good mother. Yeah. Unless we are certain. Say, oh, once she gets old, she will be a mother. Then you have to use the wäre instead of what the wäre would be. Use will. Klar? Yeah. More sentences. Hmm? Okay, so the questions are coming. Questions are coming. So, one for Paul is a
Apogalo.
Paul Galore. Paul Galore. So the first sentence is here. First love, this one is for you. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. If I were rich, it's still hypothetical. It hasn't happened. Okay. Yeah. So if I were rich, so in the normal German sense, it will be if I would become rich or if I would be rich. Yeah. So it will what? Rich love, let's go.
Wenn
Mhm.
ich reich
Mhm.
wäre.
Yeah. Einfach so.
Or,
Yeah. Mhm.
okay. Oh, okay. Wenn ich reich wäre. Hey God. Würde
Yeah.
ich. Okay.
Mhm.
Ein große Hause, big house.
Ein großes. Okay. Because
Großes,
ein is
okay.
used.
Okay. Das Haus,
Adjective
okay.
was to use.
Kaufen.
Einfach so. Okay. Next. What is this? Karen, let's go.
Wenn du
What's it?
meine Lehrerin wäre.
Start the first. I couldn't hear you.
Wenn du meine Lehrerin wäre.
Vest is to vest. Es wäre, du wärst, sie es wäre, wir wären, ihr wärt. Then sie oder sie, yeah. So they also follow the conjugations. Ja. Wenn du meine Lehrerin wärst. Actually, other people say wärst, okay? But like you can choose to ignore the normally you don't use it. Okay. You can choose to use it or not. Wärst oder wärst. Okay.
Würde ich besser Deutsch lernen. Besseres Deutsch lernen.
I would learn German better. So you're not necessarily learning a better German. When you say ein besseres Deutsch, you're saying a better German. Okay. Or you're just saying you learn German better.
Okay.
Then würde ich
Deutsch besser.
Deutsch besser lernen.
Besser.
So. I actually thought this is B1. I thought the conjunctive twice B1. I wasn't expecting the book to. Yeah. Let me just ignore the E. Okay. Just wenn du meine Lehrerin wärst, if it was masculine word, wenn du mein Lehrer, not meinen, because du is still referring to what this and sein. Ich bin Lehrer. I won't say ich bin einen Lehrer. Ich bin ein Lehrer. Klar. Ja. So würde ich Deutsch besser lernen. Klar. If today were Sunday, I would sleep long. Would be. Lucky. Why you doing? Germanish. Lucky. Hey, lucky. Vobistry.
Let me try and see.
Yeah, let's go.
Wenn heute Sonntag wäre. No, wäre. Ja, Sonntag. Sonntag wäre. Würden. Würden, ja. Würden. Wir.
Würden.
I thought würden no. And then no.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't see it.
It may hit to say würden hier.
Würden wir?
Lange schlafen.
Lange schlafen. Einfach so. Dann okay. So the next one is, Yeah. Hey, Mr. Kofi, let's go, Mr. Kofi. If he were younger, so the comparative form of young is younger. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe
Yeah.
when Junga
Younger, yeah. Younger.
Vare
Vere, not vare. Vere. When you use
Vare.
va is past tense, then vere.
Okay.
Comma.
Where the ear
Where the ear.
mascot
Yeah. Mesh spot. So sports, I tell you, it's tribal. Okay? Don't use marking. Marking is A1. Sport tribe is tribal sports. I do a lot of exercise. Like I do exercises as tribal sports. Don't use it's market sports. Okay. Yeah.
okay.
More conditional sentences. Yeah. Okay. So, from all this table, if the weather were nice, we would grill.
Wenn das Wetter schön wäre,
Wenn das Wetter schön wäre,
würden wir grillen.
würden wir
Grillen.
grillen. Einfach so.
Harvey, please, can you use net instead of the shown?
Ja, wenn das Wetter nett wäre, ja. But normally we say the weather is nice, but we say the weather is beautiful. In German, das Wetter ist schön, ein schönes Wetter, instead of ein nettes Wetter. Oh. Okay. The commonest one that you guys will have to use for harmony. So here is harmony. All these were assigned. Okay, so if I had more time, I would read a book, maybe.
Wenn ich mehr Zeit hatte.
It's hätte, not hatte. When you say hatte, is the past tense. So if it's umlaut, I had hatte. Wenn ich mehr Zeit hätte. Ja.
Ja, werde ich ein Buch lesen.
Würde, not wäre. If you say wäre, if you say I would be read, no, it doesn't. Würde means infinitive form, not wäre. Okay. Wenn ich mehr Zeit hätte, würde ich, ja,
ein
ein
Buch
Buch lesen. Ja. And
Why
then,
do you say werde? I said werde. And I'm kind back.
and then the tonation. No, tonation. Speak German with full chest. Okay, so if past tense, if she had a car, another past tense, yeah, still present. If she had a car, if she had a car, she would drive to work every day.
So, wenn sie ein Auto hatte.
Hätte.
Yeah,
You said hatte.
Oh, Jesus.
No. We are, because although it's a past tense, okay? But then it's like it's not it's hypothetical and like it's a conditional sentence. That means the thing is not in existence.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Past. I forgot to say.
Wenn sie ein Auto hätte, that means she doesn't have a car. Klar? If she has a car, we say she has a car. We won't usually use the when. But with this one, you're saying if she had a car, that means the person don't have the car. It's not in existence. Then you have to use what the conjunctive is for.
Hätte.
Yeah. Wenn sie ein Auto hätte.
Würde. I mean, this one, I'm correct this time. Würde.
Würde. No.
Sie jeden Tag.
Jeden
So,
Tag. So, right. Fahren. Ja, 100%. So if we had money, we would travel to Spain. Will be?
Wenn wir you said we.
Sorry.
You shouldn't. Yes, I mean, quite be a statement, so you mistake. Oh, man, I said them in my mistake. When we are Hecton.
Hecton, super. If you yelled Hecton.
Hecton. Breeden. Fish.
I don't like typing it also. No.
Breeden
If you
wir.
yelled Hecton. Oh, yeah.
Breeden wir. Spanien. And Spain.
To a place. Where is the two? Where is the two?
Hey, knock.
You
Breeden wir nach Spanien reisen. Or
Yeah. Würden wir nach Spanien.
Nach Spanien.
Guys, super. Students are being say, really. Yeah.
I won't mind you.
Yeah, if you had vacation, we would go to the sea together. And I'm saying when we are talking about going to a place where there is water, like place that could like place that is surrounded by water, you use an. So it's fare ans mer. Okay, it's fare an then strand because an plus their strand accusative. You are going to wohin. Class. So if you had a vacation, it shall be all out means I have vacation. So if I would have a vacation, or if you would have, okay, so that's an einfach so. Then do einen Urlaub. Yeah, here is einen Urlaub. When do einen Urlaub hättest. Klar. Würden wir als würden wir zusammen
I was going to ask about this one. Anyway.
wir zusammen ans Meer fahren oder würden wir ans Meer zusammenfahren. Zusammen weiter, you can merge them with the verb. Okay, you can also say Wurden wir. That's what I wanted to use earlier. Wurden wir. And just add zusammen with fahren. Zusammenfahren. Wurden wir ans Meer zusammenfahren. Yeah. So eating together, like I said, zusammen essen. We essen zusammen. But then if I want to say we would eat together or we can eat together, we call them zusammen essen. We can add them to verb. Just like here on dots for hin und hingehen und hier gehen. Okay. But you can add zusammen to verb, but if you don't want to, you can just use it as what? An adverb. Okay. Würden wir zusammen ans Meer fahren? Egal, beide sind richtig. Okay. Dann, ja. If I had no homework, I would watch TV. Maybe I wish.
Wenn ich keine Hausaufgaben hätte, würde ich
Würde. Okay. Würde ich.
Fernsehen.
Würde ich Fernsehen. Okay. Yeah. So it's the TV is there. Fernseher. Okay. And when you want to use the adjective as in the verb as in I am watching TV, the verb is also Fernsehen. Okay. Fernsehen. So it's separable. It's there Fen means I'm doing the activity of watching TV. But when I'm saying I have a TV, then what ich habe einen Fernseher. Klar? Or even the TV is kaputt or what? The TV is kaputt. The TV is what? Their Fernseher is kaputt. But then if the activity of watching TV is Fernsehen. Okay, and it's separable. Okay, yeah. So this here is the activity of watching TV. I would watch TV. Klar? Okay. Then here. Fucking shit. Yeah. Yeah. So I confirm the ChatGPT right now. So the word become. Okay, so the word is always used with infinitive. But then I say, or maybe another sentence, or longer say use, so I'll confirm with a German tutor, then on confirmation before I'll add it. Okay, but then so far so good. So we won't use the word right now, like as in the when, like if I became a doctor. Okay, you see in this sentence, it's not actually if I would be a doctor. If I would be a doctor, wenn ich Arzt wäre. But then when you want to use the worden, then you have to use if I became a doctor, then you have to use the wurde out. Do you get what I'm saying?
No.
Nice. So I'm saying that in this sentence, you said here, I used if he becomes rich, he would help people. Okay. Yeah. So I used the he if he would become rich. I used the wäre. Okay. Yeah. And you guys asked me why is it become? but I'm using wäre. What here is not would be. So why? And I said that when you want to say something would be something, then we use wäre instead of even if it's becoming. Okay. So right now, ChatGPT is telling me that if you want to use the wurde without using the wäre, would be, and we say would become, maybe, or if I would become, or if I would, then you have to use if. Maybe if he became rich, he will help people. Like, does it exist in English? Rich love. If he became rich, so
Yes, it exists.
yes, yeah, it exists, but that's okay. Like in such sentence, we are not actually talking about the future. We are talking about the present, but just that the person didn't become rich. Do you get it? So in this context, when I say if he becomes rich, he will help people. I'm talking about the future. Say if he becomes rich in the future, he will help people. But when I say if he became rich, that one have to be in the past and he would have helped people. Do you get it?
I think the one that I've heard before, if only he became rich, that's the phrase that's
Yeah. So with that context, like so, like what will you add? If only he became rich,
if only
continue.
he became rich, so I think he would have helped people or
You
something
see,
like that.
that one you have to use it in the past tense. Yeah. So to be pretty crowd. So yes, so for that
So
we are
maybe
sticking
we
with
can
this.
do further research and
Yeah,
clarify
I'll,
that.
I'll ask the chairman here. I'll ask
See me behind bars.
yeah, chairman, because this is the sentence that GPT is giving you. If I here, I'm not sure that's correct, but who am I to tell ChatGPT that he's wrong? So here's a sentence: if I became a doctor, I would help sick people. I think that yeah. But
This one makes
normally,
sense. So I would help. Mostly in English, I quite say would deny a past tense for will.
yeah, yeah,
So I would. So this one makes sense.
yeah. So in this case, in this, yeah. It's just like cool and yeah, intertwined. But then in the normal sense, you want to say, if I became a doctor, it means I didn't become a doctor. And we are not talking about the future right now. We are talking about the present. If I became a doctor, right now, if I would have become a doctor, okay. So so in the past tense, would have is the past tense. Okay, it's like if I became a doctor, it means I didn't become a doctor. So then I would have helped sick people. Should be the right form. I'm saying that if you use the become, like became, then your condition, like if you use a conditional sentence in the past, then your um your main sats, the main clause will have to also be in the past tense. So if I became a doctor, I would have helped. Because right now you didn't become a doctor, I would have helped sick people. Then it went then ish. Then ish at uh to skip forward very. Let's not go into past tense now. The past tense for conjunctive is complicated. But the most this here, so we use sein. The past tense for became is geworden. Okay, we use sein plus the past tense is yeah. Yeah. So the verb is werden. Okay, to become, to get, etc. Then the past tense is wurde. That's why when you pronounce the word, and I'm very particular about it, when you say this is wurde, okay, wurde is the past tense, okay, which is became. See, mouse is falling. OBI is falling. Yeah. Okay. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah. Then the past participle is geworden. Yeah. So me, this is a, if I became a doctor, it would have helped stairs. But like I said, like we are still using the present tense, okay? So the past tense is a little bit confusing, but like I was saying, we will get it, okay? But then like for the past tense of all, maybe say I became 20 yesterday. We'll try. I became 20 yesterday. Ich bin gestern 20 geworden, oder? Ich wurde gestern 20. I won't say I will turn 20 this year. You just say it's Friday. It's Friday. This is your 20. Okay. Yeah, so past tense, I will get, or I will turn 20 this year. But the past tense is wurden, order for the past participle is used with sein because change of state. Then it's geworden. Will be our commute all of a sudden. I'm just saying that just you have to know the past tense for werden and the past participle for werden. Klar. Yeah. I haven't taught anything extra like the yeah now when now we can klar. Yeah. So any question?
Pachawacho, I will turn 20 this year.
I became 20 this year.
Oh yeah, bro, for mistake, yeah, allow you correct to line. The
You know,
second
they
yeah
change.
was also correct to in German. No. Yeah, no, you know when you.
And that's been great.
The issue is sometimes when we are talking, even when we are correct, but the facial expression that you give, you know, intimidating.
Me should have knew cry.
That's good for you, right?
Oh, I know where do more camera ne kakra need. Yeah, neutral.
It's very slow. So I
Bro, so. I have a question pertaining the.
yeah.
Like,
You see,
even though you said you will have to tackle the past tense later, but I want to ask
yeah.
this quick question about this one. Once I would have helped sick people, and then this thing maybe I was making I won't mention it. But for the having one no, and then would have no hitting and I hit it
No,
on.
wait,
So I want
wait,
to know
wait,
if a Jew on
wait.
my they use
Sorry,
and
let's start afresh. You said?
if I became a doctor, I would have helped sick people
Ah, yeah.
on also I would have give up. And then
Yes, past.
when you were looking at the conjunctive of having also you said we said it means would have. You understand? So I
Yeah.
want to know if I have to use it or not. And I said because you see, sometimes in English, we make statements via if you had called me, I would have picked up what I said.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know if you are going to use that conjunctive try for the having.
So, uh, so here, wenn ich als geworden wäre, the past tense, the past participle is with what? Sein geworden. But here in this sentence, it is if I would have been a doctor. If I would have been a doctor, the same thing. So if I would have been, so would be is very. Okay, then so shall here I would have helped people. So would have is what hätten. Okay. Hätte, then hätte ich mention past tense of we form the past tense of help is what the past participle is what haben geholfen. So here we have our hätten. So hätte einfach geholfen past tense. That's how we form the past. There's no confusion. I was just like irrestraightly. So your sentence was if he had called me in the normal sense, it's still what would have called me. If he would have called me, or if he had called me, I
would have picked up.
I would have answered. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
I would have picked up. So try. So if he would have called me with what? Which is easy. Let's use I called you. I called you is what? Have this angerufen. So haben plus angerufen. But would have with what? Hätte angerufen. Einfach. Simple like that.
Fusion basa.
Okay.
You're still waiting for me. Hey. Then Jesus.
If he would have called me.
No, I'm now like I wasn't concentrating. That's why. When Mitch hat angerufen.
So the main sentence is how.
Hey.
Like the main verb is ja. So wenn ihr mich angerufen hätte.
Okay.
Now I would have picked up. The pick up from the William say
I would have answered. And what's the son of? Okay.
I would have picked up.
Picked up will be.
Yeah, so in German we say rangehen means to pick up. Okay, rangehen. The verb rangehen. Entgegen, nee, jetzt entgegennehmen. Entgegennehmen, I think. Let me see. Entgegennehmen. Yeah, accept. Yeah. Yeah, so naming is yeah, so hit again. He's checking your dictionary for me. Yeah, okay. Yes, search for
Which word?
Entgegennehmen. Let me check my phone here. Run key and all that. Entgegennehmen. So no, I don't mention various when it's outline influence
Yeah, it's to
yeah,
receive,
yeah, to receive. Yeah.
accept, or take. Yeah.
So I would have picked its needs a verb. I would have picked up before and now, sorry, the rest of it. Then EMS angerufen hätte, dann hätte ich, hätte ich den Anruf. I would have picked up the call. Hätte ich den Anruf entgegengenommen. Past tense of nehmen. No? So the verb is entgegennehmen. Means to accept something. Yeah. So it's a problem.
Robbie, I think
Yeah.
one of the classes I was reviewing, I just opened my book and realized that to accept or to record, it was unnaming.
Yeah,
So like
unnaming
which
also.
context
Yeah.
of to accept would be
Yeah. Unnaming also
just
means to
unnaming.
accept, but we don't actually use unnaming with clause. Unnaming is maybe to accept, and also unnaming also means
You said to record on your phone or
to
something.
record.
That's what I've
To
written on.
record. Yeah, or record your video. Yeah. So the unnaming, maybe I'm accepting the job. It's never the job. And maybe I'm thinking about accepting this. So like with job contracts, not with course. Course we use entgegennehmen. Entgegennehmen is to accept course. Unnamen. Anything that's accepted, maybe I'm accepting this. I'm accepting the gift. Yeah, so it's here. And again, unnaming is when you're accepting something. Yeah. Okay, what else do you understand? So first one here, realistic, we are sure. When we are sure, we use the conditional, but then maybe I'm saying if I had no homework, I would watch the TV. In this context, it means I didn't have a homework. It was unfortunate for me. I had a homework, okay. So then I won't be able to watch the TV because now I have a homework. So this sentence is not real, okay. But if I'm saying that if I when I'm sure if the thing actually happened, that would be like, I have no home, like when maybe where maybe like giving a sentence and like, oh, when I have no home, like I watch TV. In this sentence, it's not condition, like it's conditional, but it's not, it's realistic. It means that whenever you don't, like whenever you have no home, like you watch TV. So when ich keine Hausaufgaben habe, sehe ich fern. Einfach so. Okay, but then if it's not like you, if you are in a realistic, like unrealistic situation, that oh, if I had no home, like I would watch TV, or maybe I would have, depending on whether you want to put it in the past tense. Then you want to you put it like, yeah, use the conjunctive for unrealistic things, okay, or maybe like unreal things, hypothetical things, okay. But then when you are, when the thing is like it's stated, like if you be the, if you win the race, you get money. So when du, then maybe marathon gewinnst becomes du maybe einen großen Preis. If you win the marathon, you get what? When Rennen ist, race is das Rennen. So wenn du das Rennen gewinnst, bekommst du einen großen Preis. Okay, but then if I'm saying if one, maybe like, oh, hypothetical, maybe if I would have won the race, I would have gotten a big prize. Then you have to use the past tense now. So wenn ich das Rennen gewonnen hätte, hätte ich den großen Preis bekommen. Klar? Yeah, so then can be real when we are talking about real thing, maybe whether in the future I will eat the food when I go to home. Wenn ich zu Hause bin, werde ich das Essen essen. But then I'm not sure whether I will get home or not. Maybe I'll have to take a turn. If I would be home, I would eat the food. Then wenn ich zu Hause wäre, würde ich das Essen essen. Klar? Ja, einfach so. So it's practice, okay? Practice. Okay, practice. Then tomorrow we'll go deep into the past tense, okay? Then we go back to the book. So right now, I'm not even worried that we couldn't complete chapter 9 because the most important thing has been taught here. Okay, I see the past tense, no any things. It just, if the past tense of the verb is formed with sein, then so I'm going to say if you would have arrived there earlier. Okay, I arrived there at 6 o'clock. Past tense. Then we use sein with what? Because it's movement. So what? Maybe I arrived here at 6 o'clock. Maybe ich bin hier 6 Uhr angekommen. Okay, but I'm saying that if I would have arrived there at 6 o'clock, I would have maybe seen him. Okay, wenn ich that place 6 Uhr angekommen wäre, then hätte ich den Chef gesehen. So just like the normal habe gesehen, ich gekommen will be what? Wäre gekommen. So es sein will be what? Wäre for past tense in the conjunctive. Okay, so you're just changing the sein with what? Wäre, then habe gegessen will be what? Hätte gegessen. Just the haben and sein will just change, and the rest will remain the same. But just that with the so like that. The modal verbs, the past tense with the modal verbs in there a little bit confusing. For example, modal verbs past tense maybe if I could have eaten the food I if I could have eaten the food, if I could have eaten everything, if I could have eaten everything, I don't want to sound, if I could have eaten everything,
I think the main clause comes with maybe if I had or if I was. Doesn't That's what I think. But I don't know. Mostly it has the I could have, would have comes in the nebins. Like what the make can I say in the subordinate clause to say that if I had eaten everything, I would have slept well. What I say? Like in English, that's just what I know. But I don't know if like I stand to be corrected. To say
Yeah, go on. Like I still don't get you. That's why. Continue.
it's also say if I could have eaten everything. I would have something, something, something.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say that I'm trying to say that I'm trying to say that what I know in English is that the main clause usually doesn't have the if I could have, if I would have.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
So
if I had eaten everything, what I say?
yeah,
And
so
you
in
could
this,
have. Maybe if I had eaten everything, I would. I wouldn't have been hungry. What say the maker? And I say by now, and I say I would have slept well, like something like that.
I wouldn't have been. So no, not true. And
No, the main clause, like the first sentence.
Mhm.
If I had eaten everything, not if I could have eaten everything,
No,
or
listen.
like
No,
that is
listen.
what I understand. I stand to be
I get you.
corrected.
I get you. You can say that if I would have eaten everything, I wouldn't have been hungry now. You can also say if I could have eaten, like being able to do so. You can also use could have. When you because I just want to teach you guys how to form the past tense with the modal verbs. When it's would have, then basically either haben oder sein, so wäre oder hätten with the past tense, gegessen. But then when there's a modal verb, so in this sentence you have what could have, and could have is what könnte. Okay, could have is könnte, but in the past tense, the eating is in the past tense, so you can't say könnte essen. When I say ich könnte essen, it means I could eat the food. Okay, like you're talking about future, like not future, but then you will, yeah. But like this sentence is also correct.
You don't
Okay?
understand me, but it's fine.
No, I get you. You are saying that in the normal sentence, English, you would rather say, if I would have eaten everything, I wouldn't have been hungry.
If no, oh dear, like I don't want to confuse anybody, so it's fine. What I'm trying to say is that normally we don't. If I could have eaten everything, I wouldn't have been hungry by now.
So
if I had eaten everything, I wouldn't have been hungry by now. Anka me di nina anka common de miss Amri ibab. And yes, like I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you understand, or maybe I'm not making sense.
No, Michelle, they said this sentence is correct. The whole can if also the whole can you treat you say and come to me is can. Okay, if so what can say if I would have ever say and come me
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay, so like it's fine.
Yeah,
it's
so
fine.
In this
I'm not a scholar.
Yeah, I've corrected the English one. So yeah, so like in English, you can say if I would have eaten everything, I wouldn't have been hungry. But in this case, it's not that you like when I say if I would have eaten everything, okay, it has nothing to do with like you being able to eat the food. Maybe like like something happened, that's why. But when I say I could have, means that there was a possibility that I could have done it, but I couldn't. Okay, so I'm just trying to teach you guys how to use the past tense with the modal verb. Because in the past tense, which you would have, you just send it either depending on how the past tense of the verb is formed. If it would have come, would be what very common. It's have eaten would be what hätte gegessen. But then when there's a modal verb, then it will change completely. So in this sentence, if I could, maybe I mean, if I could have been here in the morning, and was here wrong.
I think the correct sentence is if I could have eaten everything, I wouldn't be hungry now. I wouldn't be hungry. Be hungry. I still can't sleep over this sentence. Oh, it's fine. Honestly, it's fine. No, please teach. I beg. I'm sorry.
So in this sentence, when if I could have eaten everything, then ich alles I'm not teacher look like yeah. Then ich when ich alles
Please don't mind my beg. Please teach. Like move on. Why?
German Hannah was like a man like yeah. Wenn ich alles in Nebensatz with three verbs. So in this sentence, we have three verbs. So wenn ich alles hätte essen können. Then I wouldn't have been hungry now. So would be, I wouldn't have been, but then we use German I am for what? Yeah. So we wäre. So wäre past tense. Wäre ich nicht jetzt oder wieder und use okay again or that with it. So jetzt wäre ich nicht jetzt hungrig, ja, dann wäre ich nicht wäre ich jetzt nicht, so negating the activity of like the adverb, the adjective. Wäre ich jetzt nicht hungrig, okay, gewesen. So the past tense for sein ist gewesen, okay, is what sein to be. To be is sein. The past tense is war. Past tense is war or waren. Then the past participle is what is formed, is still formed with sein, which is what ist gewesen. So wenn ich alles hätte essen können. So in this sentence, the would becomes the main verb because it comes before what they have. Yeah, with modal verbs. So wenn ich alles hätte essen können. You still conjugate the hätte as the main verb, but then the können will go to the end of the verb. Yeah, so like with modal verb, it's a little bit mad. So Rich Love, now I'm going to ask ChatGPT if this sentence is correct.
Please do and ask about mine. If I had eaten everything, I wouldn't have been hungry by now.
Okay, so it's Tiger. Yep. Yeah. Sure. Say, great question and very sharp observation. If I could have eaten and everything, I wouldn't have been hungry now. This is almost correct, but it makes us past, okay, and present tense, which is grammatically inconsistent. So I say could have eaten. That's what I'm going refers to past. So I wouldn't have been hungry. Okay, I'm gonna help find out. If I had been able. But listen. Here,
what's I mean, Mecha? What's I'm say? Hey, they also say I had eaten everything.
No, listen. This is what you said. You said if I had eaten everything. This is your sentence, and this is mine. So like, still my could is still like can is to be able. So here is
if I had been able to eat everything, I wouldn't be hungry right now.
So it's still the same thing. The most important thing is the could, the can is still there, which is being able. Being able means können means to be able to. Yeah, so it's still correct. Yeah. So I know because with conjunctive zwei, if your English is not strong, like don't conjunctive zwei will be difficult for you. But the formation, how to apply it is easy. Like it follows simple rules. Okay, yeah. So maybe if I should have, or maybe if you would have, you have a lesson on the past tense. Okay, yeah. So that will be all for today. So please practice the present tense. Well, they don't practice the past tense. Okay, practice the present tense with conjunctive. Use the wurde, the wäre, und the hätte. Okay, more conditional sentences, more unrealistic sentences. Okay, try to make them. Okay, don't use the past tense. If he would have, don't use the would have. Maybe would have eaten, would have. Just use would have. Maybe would something. Don't use would have. Would have is past tense. Okay, would have is past tense. Don't use would have. Just would come. Would present tense. Okay, use them in the present tense, but in the future as well. Yeah. Clear? Yeah. So that will be all for today. Once I'm using ChatGPT 5. I used the GPT-5. I'm using Gemini 3.0, and I'm using Google Workspace. It's got to be clear for just this time, but it's fine. Okay, I didn't know that. Like it's helping all of us. So tomorrow we will meet at our normal time. Yeah, Cloud.
5:30 or 5.
Tomorrow I'm not going anywhere. 5. Tomorrow I'm starting my leave, official leave. Yeah. We're meeting the leave narration level soon. So tomorrow I'm starting my leave. I will go to France, go to France, but then I'll return. Yeah, I'll be punctual for the class. So tomorrow at 5, if possible, maybe 4, but then right now it's 5 because I don't know. Maybe I will have another class with someone which I'm not very sure of, but then regardless, our normal meetings are okay. Nanake conjunctive net mabo nanake din nanake the major record. You can talk now.